Hello everyone, praise the Lord, very good morning. I'm grateful to God that God has helped us to meet together through this spiritual breakfast. And may the name of the Lord be glorified as we meditate His wonderful word together. And may we be drawn near and may we have a better time of fasting as we meditate His word. And as we meditated yesterday, we are going to meditate from the same verse even today. The book of Nehemiah chapter 9 verse 2. Those of Israelite descent had separated themselves from all foreigners. They stood in their places and confessed their sins and the sins of their ancestors. We are meditating from the life of Israelites when they came together for fasting. During the season of fasting, what they did, and that is what we are learning. So first lesson was during the fasting, they separated themselves from the world, or they separated themselves from the foreigners, those who are not with the Lord or those who are not of the Lord. So they separated themselves from them. The second lesson that we learn from them is they confessed their sins. And not just their sins, they confessed their ancestors' sins. So when they came to the presence of God, before even asking God to help them to rebuild it, before even asking the help of God, they came to God and asked for forgiveness for all their sins. They confessed all their sins. Whole land of Israel, all the whole people of Israel, they all came to the Lord and confessed all their sins and their ancestors' sins. We could see so many people say that I have forgotten what are the sins I have done. So they plainly say, come to God and say, Jesus, forgive all my sins. That's it. No. They confessed not just their sins but also their ancestors' sins. So they were aware of what they are doing away from God. What are the things that are keeping them away from God. So they were aware of all those things. So when they came to the presence of God, they confessed everything they have been doing. In other words, we could see that in the time of fasting, they acknowledged their sins. They acknowledged they are sinners. Not just themselves, but also their ancestors, their descendants. They, in the presence of God, when they came for fasting, they confessed, we have sinned against God. Personally, they have confessed or they have acknowledged, I have sinned against God. I am against God. My activities are against God. My life is against God. They did not say that I am an Israelite, I am a Jew. How can you say that I have sinned against God? No, they did not say so. When they came to the presence of God, they acknowledged we are sinners. They acknowledged our ancestors are sinners. They acknowledged, yes, we have sinned against God. So when God saw that, the forgiveness came down. My dear brothers and sisters, rather than just presenting all your requests unto God, during this time of fasting, confess all your sins. Confess all your sins. Go to Jesus, sit in the presence of God, and confess all the sins unto Him. And He is good and faithful enough to forgive all your sins. God bless you. ஹாய், இந்த ஆவிக்குரிய சிற்றல் நிகழ்ச்சி உங்களுக்கு நிச்சயமாக ஆசீர்வாதமாக இருக்கும் என்று சொல்லி கர்த்தருக்குள் விசுவாசிக்கிறோம். தொடர்ந்து நீங்கள் இந்த வீடியோவை ஹை குவாலிட்டியில நீங்கள் பார்க்க விரும்பினால் நீங்கள் எங்களுடைய யூடியூப் சேனலை நீங்கள் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணலாம். நிச்சயமாக ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் அதில் நாங்கள் இந்த வீடியோவை ஹை குவாலிட்டியில் போடுவோம். அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் எங்களுடைய சபையின் நிகழ்ச்சிகள் ஒவ்வொன்றும் எங்களுடைய சபை ஆராதனைகள் யூடியூப்ல உங்களுக்கு வரும். அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் நீங்கள் எங்களை ஃபேஸ்புக்லையும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணலாம். நீங்கள் இதை தொடர்ந்து வாட்ஸ்அப்ல பெற விரும்பினால் நீங்கள் கீழே தெரிவிக்கிற வாட்ஸ்அப் நம்பர்ல நீங்க எங்களுக்கு மெசேஜ் அனுப்புங்க. நிச்சயமா உங்களுக்கு அனுப்புவோம். இது ஆசீர்வாதமாக இருக்கும். கர்த்தர் உங்களை ஆசீர்வதிப்பார்.